I was also hiding behind my two older sisters. Despite the fact that we did many of the same projects together in 4-H, I learned that 4-H has so many opportunities to offer, and I could explore my own interests, which were especially in gardening and art and small animals. And this leads me into my first big picture at just 10 years old, which was to be a veterinarian. And this big picture was a huge motivator for me because I wanted to learn as much as I could about animals or talk to someone who could tell me more about it. When I turned 13, new doors started opening for me in 4-H because now I could attend state leadership conference and Capitol Days. And when I turned 15, I attended National 4-H Congress in Atlanta, Georgia. Although I was the youngest member in the Pennsylvania delegation that year, my state council team knows that being the youngest has never bothered me. While I was at that conference in Atlanta, Georgia, I had an amazing opportunity to take part in a service project helping at an elementary school there. And from this experience, my big picture for my life started to shift because now I wanted to be a teacher. When I look back on these memories, it makes me think how throughout my 4-H years, I've always thought of what's after 4-H. I know I was reminded about 1 billion times that my years in 4-H would go by really fast, but I didn't truly believe that. I always thought it'd be forever until I age out of 4-H, so I might as well plan ahead and think of what I want to do after. Because it's in my personality to plan ahead. I love to be on top of things. Now this leads me into my third big picture and my 4-H dream. To be on the Pennsylvania 4-H State Council. After applying to be on the state council team and hearing that I made it on, I had some expectations about how this year would go. I expected fun with every single event. I expected work because it can't just be all fun and games. I have to do my part to contribute to make this program even better and advocate for it. And I expected character growth. I knew that I would learn how to handle bigger responsibilities and learn how to speak in front of others and gain more confidence in myself. Now, think back with me to the SLC 2022. The morning that I got inducted on state council was one of the most exciting and nerve-wracking experiences of my whole life. The whole ceremony went by really fast though, because before I know it, I was standing on this very stage with my teammates by my sides, and we were taking the state council oath of office. There's a memory that still stands out to me very clear from that weekend, and that was some advice that Dr. Rice had given my team. He said, this year will go by really fast. And with that, he encouraged us to journal. So today, I wanted to show you all the journal that I started at the beginning of this council journey. But when I started this journal, I decided to not only record the big pictures of events, but I wanted to shift my focus and remember even the small details along my path. Because those are the places I will remember, the things I will remember, but most importantly, the people I will remember. The people who I had an impact on, and the people who had an impact on me. Now, I want to go back to the big picture I showed you at the beginning. You don't need to be a photographer or even a writer to remember the special details along your path. You just need to pause and think of where you've come from and where you want to go. And that's your big picture. But challenge yourself to shift your perspective From always focusing on the big picture of things, to placing an emphasis on remembering the special, maybe smaller, but important details, like your character growth or the influence and impact that you can have on others. If I can leave you with anything today, I want you to remember 3 things. Number 1, to have a big picture of where you want to go in life. 4-H provides you with so many opportunities to explore your interests, attend new events, and network with influential people. You often stumble upon your career path by just doing the projects you enjoy in 4-H. Number 2, while it's great to have a big picture of where you want to go in the next 5 or 10 years, don't overplan your life. Leave room to be spontaneous and try new things. Push yourself outside your comfort zone. I know I did that this year by attending state events where I didn't have as much experience in the project area, such as the state shooting sports events. But I'm so glad I took that opportunity to learn and grow. And number 3, stop worrying, which I realize is way easier said than done. But the truth is, there's no reason to worry, especially in 4-H, because no one here expects you to be perfect. And I want you to remember to let your mistakes be your teacher and not your judge. I now want to challenge all of you, whether this is your 5th year in 4-H or your last year in 4-H, take advantage of every opportunity 4-H has to offer. Now, obviously, don't overwhelm yourself, but try new things. Push yourself outside your comfort zone. In the end, it's better to say, oh well, than what if? Your time in 4-H goes by really fast. So please, enjoy every moment. And when you have victories, no matter how big or small, I hope you celebrate those things. We all have a common goal here, to make the best better. And I hope that we can continue to do that by choosing a person who you can be a mentor to and make a positive impact on. Giving back to others is 100% worth it. And by doing that, we can know and be confident that 4-H grows here. Thank you.